Dun, dun. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Tiny Yoga Break, Yoga Lunch Break, Yoga whatever time of day it is break. I'm really glad you were able to stop what you were working on before, carve out a little bit of time for yourself. We've got some breathing, some stretching, and some gentle moving to do. So we will in just a minute. I recommend 2 different props for class if you can, 2 yoga blocks or 2 sturdy-ish things, like big couch cushions might work, or like a big pillow. And then also a yoga strap, or something long and stretchy. A scarf will work, a pair of pants or leggings might work too. And we're gonna start doing some alternate nostril breathing. So if you wanna go blow your nose or sanitize or wash your hands, I just did that and I recommend you do too. And I bet the CDC thinks that's a great idea. All right, let's get started in a seated position. If you have never tried sitting down on a yoga block to help maintain strong, tall posture and that lift through your heart, give it a try today. If you don't have a block and you have a pillow instead, you can still do it. There's nothing fancy here. It's just a little perch on the block. And it lifts your hips higher than your knees, which is just more comfortable. And it helps, especially if you're kind of training the muscles of the core to like not do sit-ups, but to just hold you up straight. It's a really different kind of strength in the block. You could think of it as training wheels or just as the forever support wheel. So find your comfortable seat, fidget around a little bit, but know that even your settling into stillness is a discipline. It's a choice. It might not feel natural, especially when we press pause in the middle of a work day or a day of taking care of our family, our children. It can be tough. Your mind is still somewhere else, and that's where the power of the breath comes in. So let's settle into our physical bodies first. If it feels okay, close your eyes, rest your hands wherever feels comfortable. And starting from the ground up, build a foundation. Feel your sit bones pressing down into the ground or the block you're sitting on. See if already you can kind of release through the glutes and the thighs. And as you release through glutes, can you hug your belly button to your spine and lift your torso a little up out of your hips? Keep that tension in the core. Now lift up through your heart like someone is connecting a string to the top of your chest and just pulling you gently up. And then extend that long line of energy all the way out the crown of your head too. Envision in your mind's eye the length of your spine, how tall it is. And notice if even bringing attention to, oh, I have a spine, caused you to lengthen and sit up just a little straighter. That's the power of attention. Empty all the air from your lungs. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Big breath out through the mouth. That feels so good. Let's do it again. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let something go. Bring your right hand up towards your face. Keep your thumb and your ring or pinky finger out. All other fingers tuck in. Bring your hand up to your face. Plug your right nostril with your thumb. So breathe in through your left nostril. Inhale. Now plug left nostril with your ring finger. Exhale out the right. Now inhale through the right nostril. Plug right, exhale left. Nice job. Inhale left. Plug left, exhale right. Beautiful. Inhale right. Plug right, exhale left.
Keep this going, inhaling left. Plug left, exhale right. Move at your own breath's cadence. And tune into a conscious softening through your shoulders as you continue to breathe. Focus entirely on the mechanics of your breath. The way the fingers help control airflow. The way the inhale feels as it expands through your rib cage, your belly, your chest. And that feeling of emptiness as you completely push your exhale out. Keep going. If you've lost track of where you are, that's okay. Just pick right back up somewhere. Don't worry about it too much. Couple more rounds of this on your own. If you are feeling an urge to speed up or to rush, pay attention to that and see if you can make yourself go even slower. Alternate nostril breathing is a really powerful tool to help calm an anxious mind. It balances the right and left hemispheres of your brain, which gives you the opportunity to see things in a more balanced perspective, to regulate your nervous system so your body isn't in panic, fight, flight, freeze mode when it doesn't need to be. Take 2 more full rounds of this on your own. Take your time. Your last round will end with an exhale out your left nostril. And when you find yourself there, rest both palms back on your thighs. Just observe your breath. Keep your attention on your breath, even though it's more natural now, and observe any shifts in your mental state, your physical state. Nice job. Blink your eyes open. I already feel so much better. We still have 20 minutes left. All right, we're going to be seated for these next couple postures. So if you need to shift positions, you should go ahead and do that. We will do some seated cat and cow next. So I'm going to show you from this perspective. Your first option is to do this with your hands on your knees. This will be a little less intense on the shoulders. And as you inhale, you puff up your chest. And as you exhale, you still round and curl, pushing your heart out through the back. But as a second option, if it feels okay in your shoulders, interlace your hands and then push your palms out forward, straight in front of you. And as you inhale, lift your arms up overhead. And the amount might not be much further than this. Maybe you can go all the way up. That's cool. We're just breathing here for a little while. Feel the rib cage expand. And can you consciously tuck your ribs in, feeling the core turn on? Good. Breathe and reach high. As you exhale, seated cat pose, pushing the palms forward, rounding through the spine. Got a few breaths here. Really push out through your palms, energize the arms, energetically pushing your heart out through your back. Let's find a little flow. Inhale, lift your arms, cow pose. Exhale, cat, round and curl. Nice job. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's take one more round of this. Inhale, cow pose. Lift your heart. Exhale, cat. Tuck your chin into your chest. Stretch through your upper back. Come back to center. You can gently release your hands and locate your strap or your scarf or your pair of pants. We'll do some shoulder flossing, kind of further loosening up through the spine, more of this motion, and we'll open up through the chest and the shoulders. So start with a wide grip on your strap. You can always move the grip closer together as you're like, I would love more intensity, but start wide.
bring tautness to the strap, arms straight in front of you. And as you inhale, you again lift the arms any amount as far as they'll go. And you stick your chest forward, arching through the back. And as you exhale, tucking the chin in, pulling the arms apart from each other. You might notice a stretch along the tops of your shoulders, your traps. Now we'll find a flow. Inhale, lift your arms, look up, reaching through the chest. Exhale, rounding and curling, bringing the strap down. We'll take a couple more rounds of this, totally freestyle on your own. If moving straight up and down like this feels good and you like to keep going, go for it. But just see kind of what this strap can do as it's in your arms, and invite a sense of exploration as you're like, what parts of my body are so mad at me for sitting in my desk chair all day or on the sofa, and might feel better with some opening. So remember to follow the breath wherever movement it leads you to. And see if you can make your breaths last longer than the movement. Find 2 more full rounds of breath with whatever shapes you're playing with. Nice job. 1 more round. Find something that feels really good. All right, you can set your strap off to the side. We will not need it again. And then you're still sitting. There's one more. If you need to switch spots, go for it. We'll do just a little bit of seated twisting. So as you inhale, bring your arm overhead. And as you exhale, reach your right arm back behind you, left arm forward. This is an open arm twist. Now, because you're seated, your hips are stuck pointing forward. This limits the amount that you can twist. You might notice when you do a standing twist, you can go further. That might be because your hips are like kind of coming out of alignment. So work with this, still reaching up tall through the crown of your head. You're connected to your core. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, release your arms down, one hand to your right thigh, the other towards the earth, and you can now deepen the twist manually. Now that you know how far your body is ready to go on its own today, you can choose to deepen if you'd like. 1 more breath in. And a breath out. Beautiful. Come back to center. We'll do it on the other side. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, twisting to the left, open arm twists, fingertips reach in opposite directions, really peeling apart. Arms are super active. Fingertips even, wiggling. I don't know. Sometimes it's just nice to remember that you have fingers on your hands. Crazy. All right. So breathe in, reach tall. And as you exhale, release your hands down, deepen the twist any amount. Stay connected to your core, even as the twist isn't coming just from your core. Good job. 1 more breath in. And a breath out. Nice. All right, come back to center. Beautiful job. All right, let's do some lunges. I feel like the hips could use a little love, you know? All right, release the block from beneath you and keep them up towards the front of your mat. And let's get started standing at the top of the mat. All right, so bring your toes to touch or a little sliver of space between your heels. And as you breathe in, reach your arms up high, mountain pose. And as you exhale, firm your glutes, lift up through the heart, little back bend. Maybe you want to bring your arms into a cactus shape. If this doesn't feel good, you can leave them up high. Keep your core tight. Spread your collarbones wide. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice job. Inhale, lift up high, mountain pose. And exhale, fold forward, bend your knees, hinge at the hips. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, step your left foot back, low lunge. All right, bring your left knee down onto the earth. And you can either choose to keep your toes tucked or let them go flat. That's totally up to you. And then walk your hands up your right leg. And come out of this lunge a little bit to start. So you're not super sunk down. Knee is right over the ankle, not like kind of leaning over. So keep your right hand on your right thigh. Breathe in, reach your left arm up. And bending towards your right little side bend. Reach up first, then gently towards the right. Keep breathing here. Create space between your ear and your shoulder. Can you push your back toes down into the ground to open up along the front of your hip? Nice job. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, kneeling lunge, lift up. Exhale, little back bend. Squeeze your back glute, then lift your heart. Doesn't have to be much. Inhale, kneeling. And exhale, bring both palms down to the mat. You might like one of your blocks underneath your left hand to start, totally up to you. I'm also realizing I should be facing this way. Here we go. We've got a new setup. We're all learning about our angles. All right, so bring your left palm onto the ground or onto a block. And as you inhale, we're twisting to the right. Reach your right fingertips up high. And if this feels okay, you want to stay right here, that's totally cool. If your body's like quad stretch, we want it. And you know that you don't need to be super warmed up for this to work for you. You might grab for your back toes. But for those of us here together in the twist, can you create space through your chest and reach your fingertips high? Breathe in. Breathe out. Both hands come back down to the ground. Bring the right hand onto the block now. Everything stays the same otherwise. And we'll do the same twist in the other way. So as you inhale, left fingertips like you're drawing a bow and arrow, reach up, 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 up. Then you can stay here. Maybe you want to reach back, reach forward, experiment a little bit, see what activates a stretch in a place that feels good for you. Keep your back leg actively pressing down into the floor to bring the stretch into your left hip. One more full round of breath. Nice job. Breathe in, reach high. Exhale, both palms down to the ground. Good. Now straighten through your front leg. Sink your hips back. This is half split. Don't let the name scare you. Your blocks might be really helpful. You can bring them down to the ground on either side of you. And then as you straighten through, I should not have switched sides. Whatever, we're all learning here. All right, you can pop your toes up or keep them pressed down onto the ground. This is a big stretch for the back of your right leg. So enjoy 3 more breaths here. Maybe you send your toes from side to side. Maybe you point and flex the toes. Just kind of experimenting here. Now, as you inhale, come back into your kneeling lunge. And as you exhale, gently make your way back to forward fold at the top of the mat. Doesn't have to be pretty. Get yourself there safely. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step your right toes back, finding a low lunge on the other side. Right toes go straight back. Now drop your right knee down to the earth. You might untuck your toes or keep them as they are. Walk your hands up your left thigh. And again here, set up kind of with like a almost a standing kneeling lunge. You're not like super dragged down there. Left hand stays on the thigh. Reach up high with your right hand. Breathe in. And as you exhale, a little bend towards the left, opening up through the right rib cage. And as you press your toes down, you might feel the stretch lengthen into your right front of your hip. Soften your jaw, relax your right shoulder. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, little back bend, lift your heart. Maybe now you'd like to deepen this lunge. Do what works for you. Let it feel good. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, hands to the ground. We'll take the 2 twists. Maybe you bring a block underneath your right hand, maybe not. Inhale, left fingertips to the sky. Keep breathing here as you play around with positioning of the arm. Maybe it feels good to kick your back foot up for a little quad stretch. If that's not accessible to you, don't worry about it. It's not important. Many other ways to get a quad stretch. Find one more full round of breath. And come back down to center, both hands on the ground. We'll twist the other way now. So left hand onto the block or onto the earth. Inhale, peel your right fingertips up. Same thing here as you continue to breathe, play around. See what it feels like as you move the arm. Play with different amounts of firming the back glute and pushing your back toes down. Just notice the way those subtle differences change the experience of being in your body. Inhale, reach your arm high. And exhale, come back down to center. Last little part here, straighten through the front leg, head is half split. And even if you didn't use a block or some sort of a support on the other side, but this side is feeling like you really need it, go for it. The body is asymmetrical. Don't fight it, work with it. So we're here exploring, stretching all through hamstrings, through calves. You might even be able to get into your Achilles tendon a little bit. Send the toes side to side. Point and flex the toes. Nice job. Breathe in, come back into a lunge. And as you exhale, step your way back up to the top into a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, ragdoll pose. We're going back down into the forward fold. This time, feet separate a little wider. You can bend your knees a lot, as much as you need to, and relax your head and neck. The average human head weighs 12 pounds. That's so much. That's a really big bowling ball that no one wants to bowl with. Or maybe that's the average weight of a bowling ball. I don't know. I bowl with sixes. I'm not a very good bowler. But the point here is that your head weighs a lot and your neck does a lot of work carrying it around for you. So if you think you're relaxing it, relax it even more. Maybe you even visualize your head as that really heavy bowling ball, just trying to pull down towards the earth. Bring one of your blocks right underneath your face. We'll take a twist, 2 twists here. For the first one, bring your left palm onto the block or onto the earth if it feels okay. You're gonna bend your left knee really generously, and as you inhale, you peel the right arm up. Good. Now spend a few breaths here exploring, push down through your right toes. Notice the way that elongates a stretch all through the leg. Maybe it feels nice to give your wrists a couple rotations, maybe even the whole arm. Breathe in. And breathe out, fold back down. We'll take that on the other side. So right palm to the block, to the earth. Bend the right knee really generously. Breathe in, peel the left fingertips up, 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 up. My back just cracked 7 times. Oh my goodness. All right, then you get to decide what happens next. Maybe stillness is feeling really good, but maybe there are some movements you'd like to explore here. Learn something new about this shape in your body today. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back down. Fingertips towards the earth. Bring your toes together to touch. And as you inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant your palms about shoulder width distance. Step straight back. This will be our last pose together before a little bit of seated breathing at the end. So this is really a chance to pedal out through the legs, really opening along the back line of the body. You got a lot of hips and upper back in today, but I feel like I could stretch the back of my legs all day. Maybe you're feeling the same. And while you're here, letting your legs feel real good, notice, is most of your weight in the heels of your hands? Like, could you lift your fingertips up? Instead, can you push weight equally into each fingertip and each of those big knuckles that connect your finger to your hand, and actually spread your fingers wide and grip at the mat like you're trying to palm a basketball, Notice how this redistributes the weight from your wrist to your whole hand. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lower down to your knees. We'll come to a seated position for a little bit of breathing together. We'll still end right at 1. So if you need to go, I understand, but if you have a couple more minutes, find your comfortable seat. We're gonna drop right back into that same place of gentle awareness. So get comfortable, root down through your sit bones, through your hips, soften your legs, and then systematically, as you reach to the top of the body, tightening through the core, lifting through the heart, softening through the shoulders, through the face. And we'll end things here with square breath, or equal parts breath. We'll inhale for the count of 4, hold the inhale for the same count of 4, exhale for the count of 4, and then pause again for 4 before inhaling. I'll lead through a few and then you can take it on your own. So exhale all your air. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, keep going, move at your own pace. Notice if as you retain the breath, as you hold it, if your shoulders tense and tighten. What does it look like to bring an element of challenge to something that is otherwise quite peaceful? A couple more rounds. Can you lengthen the back of your neck? And what part of your torso are you thinking about breathing into? Or are you thinking about it? Can you think about breathing into the pit of your belly? Find 2 more rounds of this breath on your own. Softening even more through the face, more through the shoulders. Softening even the ears, the nostrils, the jaw. All right, when you've finished up your last round, you can blink your eyes open. And we'll wrap things up with 3 big breaths together. So inhale, open mouth, exhale. Another like that, big breath in, fill up. And a bigger breath out, sigh, let it go. And one more, this time with your hands too. So inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands draw to heart center. Thanks so much for joining. That's our practice for today. I hope you feel a little more grounded and a little more balanced. I feel like 1,000 times better than I did when we started. So if this helped you find a little bit of yourself again in the middle of this day, send it to a friend, invite them to join you next time. I hope that this can be a free tool for people as long as they need it. So I'll see you next week. Let me know if you'd like to see some specific stretches or breaths. We can work on them together. All right, have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much.